19 made it to the Elite Eight last year. And here's how they'll line up. Some changes in their lineup. Shea O'Rourke, the freshman, makes her first career start. Micah Bryant, another freshman, making her second consecutive start. You see Kat Berry there. She's always in the starting lineup, as she's been the top goal scorer for the Gamecocks her first two seasons here in Columbia. Senior Eveline Hahn also making her first start of the season, and Lily Render making her second start. So Coach Shelley Smith mixing things up a little bit this week with the lineup. And you see that here today as the Gamecocks look to close out a two-game homestand. And we're underway in Columbia. Paladins in purple, Gamecocks in white. Paladins looking to get on the attack early. That's Gaither. It was a goal and 3 assists on the season on the far sideline for the Paladins. She was the SoCon Player of the Year last year. Was tied for third in the league in goals and sixth in assists. Now the Gamecocks looking to get it out of their own end. And the Gamecocks were on their heels, Nancy, for much of that game against Clemson. They did a great job of rallying twice to tie the score. As you see Shea O'Rourke, the freshman, making some big things happen here early.
Just running through players there. Plays it to Lily Render, who's surrounded. Good choice to come back to Kat Berry, who's facing goal. And will earn a corner kick.
Yeah, very early corner kick for the Gamecocks. I don't think they had one against the Tigers, or neither team had one until the second half of that match here the other night. So both teams a little bit better pace offensively to start here.
It's important for the Gamecocks to come out strong right from the get-go and impose their style onto the Furman team. And already I like what I see.
Here's Claire Griffiths, the sixth-year player for the Gamecocks. She'll take the corner kick. Headed out. O'Rourke got a piece of it. One of the Paladins in there as well.
See a reservice by Claire Griffiths.
Looking for Jalissa Harris, but knocked away nicely by Katie Bengoff of the Paladins. Some good defense there by Furman.
Yeah, surely she knows that Jalissa Harris is a target in the box.
Bengoff, just a freshman out of Charlotte. And we're going to talk more about the youth of this team in a little bit for Furman.
A very young team.
Yeah, they've got 11 freshmen, 7 sophomores on their roster. And a lot of them play, a lot of them start. Render along the far side. Good aggressive defense there by Helen Gutierrez, the sophomore from Statesboro, Georgia. It'll go back to Furman here. See Render, as we told you, making her second start of this season. Has played now in 4 of the 6 matches for the Gamecocks.
You can see Gracie Falla has moved inside, playing center back with Jalissa Harris. So some small changes for the Gamecocks.
Yep, she was a freshman who started every game for South Carolina this year. There's Harris, all-conference player at a couple of positions during her career. And the Gamecocks turn it over in their own end, but whistle, and it'll go back to South Carolina. Our official, Jesus Hernandez Balbus, with the whistle. There's Griffiths, told you her 6th year of college. Had a sister that played at NC State, and her twin sister played at Virginia Commonwealth. Now she's in her 2nd year of law school.
And you see she's one of those players that never gets rattled, is very calm and collected, very lawyer-like.
Yeah. There's Micah Bryant, we told you, making her 2nd straight start. Another freshman in the lineup for the Gamecocks. Jalissa Harris will play it along the near side. You know, one thing for South Carolina against Clemson that was, I think, a little troublesome based on what we had seen from the Gamecocks earlier in the year is their inability to keep possessions. Anything more than 2 passes was usually resulting in a turnover for much of that game against Clemson. Now, give the Tigers credit for what they were doing during that game, but it was very un-Carolina-like.
And Clemson was like such a high-pressure team. They didn't allow the Gamecocks to really get into a rhythm and play their game.
Addison Korn, the keeper, plays it wide for the Paladins. She's started every match for the Paladins so far this year, and started most of the matches last year as well. She's a junior out of Marietta, Georgia. Just underway here in Columbia. This is the 17th meeting between these two schools. Here's O'Rourke, the freshman, muscling her way to gain the possession, and We've talked about O'Rourke a lot the first few matches. What a spark plug she's been off the bench, and now getting an opportunity here with her first start.
And she's working hard, earning assists, right? Not only scoring goals, but she's creating chances for her team. And you can see she works hard to win that ball back for her team.
Yeah, O'Rourke had the game winner against East Carolina a couple weeks ago. Also has 3 assists on the season. Bryant again. Got some room. Plays it inside to O'Rourke, inside the 18. Oh, and a good tackle there by Bengoff. Second good defensive play by the freshman for the Paladins. A lot of young players on the pitch for both teams here, and that pass off the mark. It'll be a goal kick for Furman. Again, this youth for Furman, 11 freshmen, 7 sophomores, but the freshmen have combined for 8 of their 17 goals so far here in their previous 5 matches, and 6 of their 17 assists.
And this young Paladin team is getting great experience and great minutes against South Carolina, a very experienced team.
This is a Furman team that's accustomed to good things. They went 12-6-1 last year. They were 6-3 to finish second in the Southern Conference. But again, with all those young players, a little bit of a rebuild, or maybe reload. Here come the Gamecocks on the attack. Here's Hahn.
1v1 on the end line.
Uses the left foot into the 18, still has it, and that's blocked by one of the Paladins, and they're able to clear it for the moment.
Yeah, great job by the Paladins to stay tight there.
Here's O'Rourke now trying to make a move.
Nice overlap by Bryant.
Bryant around a couple of defenders. Her cross nowhere near. Gamecocks trying to keep the pressure on.
Garcia does a great job just laying that ball back.
Gutierrez now will play it wide. Furman happy to be out of their own end for a moment as Gamecocks been on the attack much of the first 7 minutes or so. Now they'll play it wide. Here's Cameron Bollock, a junior. Jaleesa Harris will watch it roll over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Heather Hins.
And up to that final pass, Furman did a great job just finding those seams and moving off the ball.
There's Garcia. We told you about her in the open, the top goal scorer for the Paladins to this point with 4. The 2 goals allowed against Clemson were the first 2 goals the Gamecocks had surrendered all season. They had had 4 shutouts prior to that, including a scoreless draw with then #1 Florida State. Here's Kat Berry. Taken away nicely. Some good defensive work there. I believe that was Maggie Miller who took it away. And yeah, Berry took it back, and Miller didn't like it. It'll be a foul, and the Gamecocks will be set up.
Great work ethic, excuse me, by Kat Berry, getting that ball back for her team and earning a restart.
Sam Chang will start things up here, the 5th-year senior from Mississauga, Ontario. Yeah, Kat Berry, we saw her do some things we hadn't seen a lot of this season in the match against Clemson, I guess, to give herself some more opportunities. Sometimes she was moving out to the flanks as opposed to playing just in the middle to try to maybe create some different matchups.
And giving some other players some opportunities in front of the goal. Yep, she definitely has a target on her back.
Top goal scorer the last 2 years for South Carolina. Bollock on the throw-in. There's Gaither, one of their top players the last few years, trying to get it across, but stepping in front once again was Gracie Follow, the freshman who started every match so far for the Gamecocks. You hear the drums of the Graveyard shift across the way. Stone Stadium, nicknamed the Graveyard. Here's Gaither trying to make a move across midfield. Splits a couple of defenders and loses it as Griffiths interrupts for South Carolina. Told you the Gamecocks opened the season with that scoreless draw against Florida State, and then 3 straight wins, 3 straight shutouts over East Carolina, and then on the road against UConn and Vermont before another draw with Clemson here on Thursday, 2-2.
And you know, it really hurts them not to get points at home when they can, but on a positive note, they squeaked out of it, you know,
Yep.
with the tie.
Yeah, they
hopefully learned some things.
Yeah, they trailed 1-0, then tied it right before half, trailed again 2-1 in the second half before getting the late goal by Barry. Here come the Gamecocks.
Chang.
Yep, Sam Chang, who has 2 goals on the year, couldn't complete the move. And the Paladins looking to flip the pitch.
Gaither again. You can see she's very comfortable on the ball. Plays it to Diaz.
Oh, and then through ball to Garcia. Can she catch up to it? No. Garcia got behind the defense. The pass just a little too strong.
Garcia's going to run herself into the ground.
Yeah.
She's going to need some other runners up top.
The Paladins started off with a pair of wins. They beat Presbyterian in North Greenville 3-0 and 4-0, and then lost back-to-back road games at Tennessee Tech 4-1 and 1-0. Tennessee Tech and then at Davidson for returning home for a big win over Bob Jones on Tuesday, 9-0.
This is not going to be a 9-goal game today.
No, I'd be shocked, yeah. Paladins playing keep away here for the moment. Gamecocks with 2 shots, none on frame so far. Foster gets it ahead to Gaither. Trailed by Griffiths. Tries to sneak it through, poked away by Bryant. So some good defensive work there again by South Carolina.
And the Gamecocks just make it look so easy, just picking that pass off and giving it to Sam Chang, who then distributes it.
Again, this was a Furman team last year that could score a lot of goals as well. They were 3rd in the Southern Conference in goals scored last year. Paladins on the move, Gutierrez.
We'll see a long service.
No problem. Hinza let it go for a goal kick.
Yeah, Hins hasn't really been tested.
Well, she was tested the other night here against Clemson. Season high 8 saves, 7 in the first half, as Clemson in that first half was controlling the possession most of the night. Here's Fala. Mentioned the series. This is the 17th meeting between the 2 schools. Gamecocks lead the series 13 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. But oddly, these 2 teams don't meet as often as you would think. They're only, about an hour and a half apart up there in Greenville, the home of the Furman Paladins. Last meeting was in 2013 in the first round of the NCAA tournament, which the Gamecocks won 5-0. But the last regular season meeting from these 2 was back in 2010. The Gamecocks won that one 1-0 in double overtime on a goal from Danielle Au. Furman does play Clemson regularly. That's in their own backyard. And they do play Georgia, which is close as well. But these 2 teams have not met in the regular season in more than a decade. Bollock sends it to the top of the 18. Headed out by Harris. Now Sam Chang trying to get it going the other way. Plays it way ahead for Kat Berry. Can she catch up to it? Kat Berry, goalkeeper, comes out and scoots it away.
Great job by Korn.
Yep.
Reading that and coming off her line.
Well, she committed to it, and she had to, or else it was going to be an open net. Shea O'Rourke unable to get the rebound. So the Paladins dodge a bullet there, and some nice work by Addison Korn, the junior goalkeeper. She was named to the all-freshman team in the spring of 21, the COVID season, as we like to call it, the 2021 year.
Here she is off her line, really providing some support to her team.
15 minutes in here, almost 15 minutes in, we're still scoreless. Heather Hens will take care of it for South Carolina. Gamecocks trying to regroup. inform the attack. Again, they've got 2 shots so far in the afternoon, none on frame. Now Shea O'Rourke.
Yeah, Harris mishit that, but Shea O'Rourke was on her toes, came back to it.
Now the Paladins trying to make a move. Gaither down the middle of the field. Griffiths couldn't slow her down. Gaither with a strike off the crossbar and saved by Heather Hins. Wow.
And just like that.
She got a piece of it to knock it into the crossbar and went straight up, and she pounced on it to save the goal. But if she's a half-inch shorter, that may have been a goal for the Paladins on that long strike.
Look at that athleticism. So that's another reminder for the Gamecocks not to let down for a second.
Quickly the other way. Here's Shea O'Rourke, the freshman, trying to make a move. Inside the 18. Strikes with the right foot. Save by Addison Korn.
Shea O'Rourke just gets forward so quickly. She had to take a touch inside to get some help from Kat Berry there.
So action on both sides very quickly there. Both teams get a shot on frame. Here come the Gamecocks once again. Another strike over the crossbar by Samantha Chang.
That was a great look. Unfortunately, it wasn't on frame, but I like that look. You know, she has the capability to score outside the 18.
Peyton Patrick into the contest. She'll pick up Shea O'Rourke. Patrick, the sophomore, coming off the bench for the first time as O'Rourke made her first start of the season. Patrick, a former 3-time high school All-American out of Maryland. He's got an interesting family background. Her grandfather was an Olympian in 1968 and a track star at Maryland, 7-time NCAA champion in track. Dad was a golfer on the collegiate level as well, and I believe her brother is the kicker at Coastal Carolina.
And that's where she gets her athleticism from.
Well, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely an athletic family.
And what I love about her, she is very athletic, but she's fearless. She'll go after any ball in the box.
Render trying to settle it down. Some good pressure from behind, however, by Diaz of the Paladins. Gamecocks save it, however. Render couldn't keep it as Gutierrez takes it away. Paladins trying to get it out of their own end. Gamecocks looking to continue to give themselves opportunities. Offensively, the Gamecocks, 2 games ago, they outshot Vermont 31-10 with 18 shots on goal in the 2-0 victory. But then against Clemson here the other night, they were outshot 19-12 overall, but Gamecocks did outshoot the Tigers in the second half 8-5 after being outshot by 10 in the first half. So they kind of got things figured out a little bit better from an offensive standpoint in the second half against the Tigers, and sort of on that path here with 4 shots in the early going. Long ball ahead. Hahn trying to catch up to it. It'll roll out. I believe off the Paladins.
And that was a great look. Evelyn Hahn was a step ahead. A great defense by Furman.
Gamecocks will have their second corner kick of the match. You see Hahn there, the senior from Lake Wiley, South Carolina. Has a goal and an assist on the season, making her first start of the year. Karina Zulo will come in for her. Zulo regularly a starter, coming off the bench for the first time. Named to the SEC preseason watch list as Zulo. Still looking for her first goal of the season after 5 goals last year. And Griffiths will take the corner again from the far side. Just plays it short to Cam Dixon, who checked in. Dixon, one of the co-captains, into the 18, headed back by one of the Paladins. That was almost a disaster. Patrick keeps it alive.
Montgomery pops it over.
Yep, a little too much there by the freshman Montgomery, who's come off the bench in every game this year out of Arlington, Virginia. Coach Shelley Smith and her husband, associate head coach Jamie Smith. They've been quite the tandem here. 22 seasons here in Columbia.
Well, that was a great look by Cam Dixon to spring out to that right flank.
Dixon coming off the bench for the first time today. Looking to spark the offense here. Griffiths with a shot, and it'll one-hop Addison Korn. Couldn't get anyone in front of the keeper to screen her, and that was an easy play.
Yeah, you could tell that was not a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Claire Griffiths was trying to chip that in. And this is a great test for South Carolina coming off that Clemson game. You know, they've got to find a way to score some goals, to get more shots on frame. It's only going to get harder once SEC season starts.
Gamecocks trying to sweep the mini 2-game homestand before hitting the road once again.
You can see Furman's dropping off, really packing their half with purple players.
Yeah.
Making it really hard.
As Peyton Patrick makes a couple of moves. Just outside the 18, now inside the box. Her shot right at Korn, bobbled for a moment, but able to pick it up before Montgomery got in there. Pretty good move by Peyton Patrick, the sophomore.
Yeah, nice quick movement.
Gamecocks will hit the road next week on Thursday to play at Virginia Tech before returning home to take on NC State next weekend. Dixon to Kat Berry now. She draws a crowd. Play it wide to Zulo. She's got some wheels, and she'll try to make the turn here.
Yep, and she loves those one-on-one opportunities.
Yep, it'll be the third corner kick of the afternoon for South Carolina. So Zulo, the junior New Jersey native, with an opportunity to spark the offense off the bench for the first time. She was named to the SEC preseason watch list as well.
Yeah, she is such an explosive player, but that's something we didn't see when Gamecocks were playing the Tigers. We didn't see those outside backs getting forward, those outside mids.
There's Jaleesa Harris to take the corner this time, and headed out by Bengoff. Follow up through the legs, but falling on it was Addison Korn. Boy, she lost that for a second and did a complete 360.
She looked a little disoriented there.
Didn't realize it was right between her legs, and fortunately for the Paladins, she was able to pick it up before a Gamecock was able to poke it through for a chippy. Midway through the first half here. Take another look at that. Look at that. Where is it? And then
great reaction, though.
Sam Chang hit the ground saying, darn it, that could have been an easy one. Peyton Patrick doing some work here. Takes it away. Opportunity here. She works her way into the 18.
She's got Zulo.
Montgomery, shot partially blocked, and Korn pulls it away before Patrick can put it in the net.
Oh, you could see Zulo was in a better position facing the goal to take that shot.
Gamecocks putting the pressure on, but Addison Korn able to turn them aside once again. Here's Chang once again. No one there. Was looking perhaps for Zulo crashing in. Gamecocks have had the ball in the attacking half of the pitch much of this first half. And they've outshot the Paladins now 7-1 with 4 on frame. Here's Zulo again. Trying to make the turn. Some good defensive work there once again by the Paladins. That's Campbell Robertson.
Dixon back to Fala. You see the Gamecocks cycle the ball back around.
Taylor Jacobson now.
great patience by the Gamecocks, just waiting for something to open up.
Play that one in. Montgomery making her way, but Korn pulls it down. Just led her a little too much. As Shea Montgomery, the rookie, couldn't quite get there. Gamecocks keeping Addison Korn busy here the last few minutes. Chang settles it down for the Gamecocks. Cam Dixon along the far side. Cat Berry can't do anything with it. Here's Garcia, their top scorer for the Paladins.
She hasn't had the ball in a while.
Yeah, 4 goals for her.
Yep, she's the player I would try to get the ball to.
Or this one right here, Gaither, who has 1 goal in the season, but one of their top goal scorers a year ago, was tied for 3rd in the Southern Conference with 9 goals last season. Just 1 so far with 3 assists here. She had a goal against North Greenville. Gaither, SoCon Player of the Year last year, led SoCon in shots as well, was the Freshman of the Year in the Southern Conference in the spring of 21 during the COVID season. Claire Griffiths with some room to operate, got Peyton Patrick to her left. Sends it to Patrick, just inside the 18, tried to make a move.
We'll see a corner kick.
Oh, it must have gone off of Patrick, yep.
Ooh, I wouldn't be happy with that call.
Missed opportunity again for South Carolina.
Yeah, it was a great job by Patrick to get into the box, but unfortunately she didn't earn that corner kick.
Julia Nicholas will check in, a senior from Atlanta for Furman. She's come off the bench most of the season, has 2 goals and an assist.
And she's giving Garcia some much needed rest.
Yep. Peyton Patrick chested it down to Montgomery, playing it ahead, was looking for Zulo, cutting inside the 18, but poked away by Bengoff. And then a foul on Patrick. A lot of action, but zeros on the scoreboard here. For South Carolina, they have to like that they've been playing on one side of the pitch for much of this first half, but so far nothing to show for it.
Exactly, that's what it comes down to. Who can finish?
Griffiths will start things here to Zulo. Zulo couldn't control it, but Montgomery picks it up to Cat Berry, splits a couple of defenders. Couldn't quite get anything on it, and Korn will pounce on top. Split a couple of defenders and couldn't get a clean shot off.
And Cat Berry didn't have much space to operate in. I don't know how she got that touch, but just kind of ran away from her.
Korn short punt here, and the Gamecocks again win the possession.
Yeah, thanks to Sam Chang. She's winning almost all of those air balls.
Yep. Paladins just trying to get out of their own end for a while. They've been on their heels much of this half, but have defended well. Diaz. Play it back to Addison Korn. Peyton Patrick charging hard, but Bullock able to get rid of it quickly. Here's Shea Montgomery, though. Montgomery, the freshman, sends it wide to Zulo. Dixon coming around behind her.
Yep, you've got Montgomery, Berry, and Patrick in the box, just waiting for a cross or service.
Chang to Kat Berry. Berry, left-footed strike blocked by Bengoff. And Korn able to save it. Boy, Bengoff took one for the team there because that was a hard strike off the foot of Kat Berry. She's probably got an imprint of the, what is it, hexagon? Whatever, from the ball.
That was just a great tight spin by Berry to get that shot off.
Look at this. Peyton Patrick takes it away. Was looking to find Kat Berry in the middle of the 18. Shea Montgomery again. Having her jersey tugged from behind, but they'll let him play. Gutierrez with a veteran move there, trying to slow down Montgomery. As a defender, you love it, right? little jersey tug.
You got to be better at hiding it.
Yeah. When you see the jersey get extended there, and I think that's what Shea Montgomery was speaking with the official about. Like, come on. Kat Berry will come out. Gamecocks will get a sub in for her as Megan Spees checks in. The sophomore from Hilton Head. She's come off the bench in all 6 games now. Has a pair of goals, does Spees, including the first goal against Clemson the other night.
Pretty sure she won't forget that one.
Yep. Spees also had an insurance goal in the second half against East Carolina this year. That was her first career goal.
Yep, she's like the super sub.
Yeah.
She's a ringer. Nice layoff by Zulo.
To Dixon. Patrick in the middle of the box. Couldn't do anything with it. Korn under pressure, able to get it away. But it'll remain with South Carolina.
See a quick throw to Zulo. Tries to knock it down the sideline out.
Gamecocks keeping the pressure on, but still unable to find the back of the net. They've outshot the Paladins here 8-1.
Yeah, the one shot.
Yeah.
Hitting off the crossbar.
Yeah, the one shot for Furman was almost a goal, and that's their only stat that matters is the ones that go in the net. Zulo. Got Spees in front of her. She'll try to make the turn. And it'll be a corner kick for the Gamecocks.
Robertson has her hands full over there with Zulo.
4th corner of the afternoon for South Carolina. Megan Spees will take it.
Gonna bend that in with her lefty.
Leaves it towards the near post, left short, but it'll be another corner as it was knocked out by the Paladins.
Great job by Robertson being that near post person, not letting that ball across the goal.
Yeah, didn't get enough air underneath it perhaps. Let's see what she can do here. Towards this middle of it, headed by Harris. And Gamecocks can't keep it in. So again, the Paladins dodge a couple of bullets there. Some more subs for South Carolina. Drew Drake will check in, a freshman from Centerville, Virginia. And Haley Meadows in as well, a junior from Mountain Brook, Alabama. Meadows missed all of last year with an ACL injury and has come off the bench the last 2 games, now the last 3 games, so good to see her back after starting 13 games as a freshman. Paladins trying to get on the attack for one of the few times today, and this is a good person to start it. Gaither, who had hit the crossbar earlier today, broken up by the Gamecock defense. When Gaither gets going, you can see why she is one of the more feared players in the Southern Conference.
I mean, she can dribble at such speed, which is really challenging to defend.
Yeah, and in traffic, able to maintain.
I think she was missing Garcia there to play off.
Yep. Looking for Montgomery, and she couldn't keep it in.
Great job by Gutierrez using her body there.
Again, the first meeting between these two schools since 2013, first regular season meeting since 2010. Need to have the two coaches exchange business cards and say, hey, we're right down the road from each other, you know.
It's cheap and easy.
This is an easy one. We don't even have to get hotels.
Pretty sure South Carolina would be happy going north.
Yeah.
They're like, we'll come to you. Cooler weather.
Taylor Jacobson plays it through. Spees, nifty move. Inside for Drake and couldn't catch up to it. Neat idea, but a little too far ahead of the freshman. Sub for the Paladins. Julie Galley checks in, a freshman from Sterling, Virginia, part of this big freshman class. Again, 11 freshmen for the Paladins, and a lot of them start, most of them play.
Well, they're getting a great experience.
Yep.
In this game today. It's the best way to learn, right?
Yep.
Just get thrown in the fire.
Playing on the road with a big crowd. Gamecocks among the national leaders in attendance every year. Had over 5,000 here the other night for the Clemson match. They've got a good crowd here today on a warm and humid Sunday afternoon. The early afternoon game after a home football game, which was a night game.
And somehow they still have a packed stadium.
Yep. Lost in the corner there, or stay with their, or go to the Paladins rather. See the crowd. They want something to make some noise about, but the Paladins have turned them away. Gamecocks out shooting Furman 8-1 here.
You know, Coach Shelley Smith wants her team to get a goal before half.
Yeah, you've had it on their side of the pitch.
You've done everything.
More than 90% of the first half.
Exactly. You've created chances. You've taken shots, but just haven't finished them.
Yep. You know, they've even set them opportunities out of set pieces with, 4 corner kicks, and something last year maybe sometimes they struggled a little bit to score off of set pieces, and they were getting some opportunities here. Ellie Johnson will check in for Furman. She'll pick up Maggie Miller. Johnson, another freshman out of Norcross, Georgia, has played in every game off the bench this year as well. Sam Chang in midfield. Plays it wide, but couldn't get it to Drake, taken away by the Paladins. And here's Gaither to try to start something for Furman, but taken away by Sam Chang. Gamecocks in transition here, and off the foot of Montgomery. Missed opportunity there, perhaps. You had Drake wide. And Montgomery couldn't settle it down.
Yeah, I thought she was going to play Drew Drake there. Not in the traffic where Shea Montgomery was.
Korn will send that one past halfway.
You know, what's been great about the Gamecocks is they are winning the first and second balls.
Yep.
All the goal kicks from Korn, all her punts.
Gamecocks still with some time here. Again, they've been on attack the entire first half with the exception of about 30 seconds or so. And one of the best shots of the afternoon did come from Furman. And the lone shot by Nieva Gaither that hit off the crossbar after it was tipped by Heather Hins. Sub for South Carolina, Ryan Coleman will check in, a senior from Charleston. She's played in every match off the bench this year. She'll pick up Montgomery. Coleman, former South Carolina Gatorade High School Player of the Year. Both her parents were college athletes at Winthrop. Meadows to Jaleesa Harris here. Approaching 5 minutes to play in the first half. We're scoreless in Columbia. Taylor Jacobson with some room to operate. Crisscrossing with Chang. Sends it in and a little too strong. He's looking for Ryan Coman, but Coman was moving the other way. Coman needed the ball in the other direction as she was coming towards the near sideline. Julia Nicholas keeps the possession for the Paladins. And here comes Gola. Back to Nicholas. Tied up by Jaleesa Harris. And literally tied up. They got their legs twisted in knots and are both sitting over the ball. Gamecocks will play it quickly. Here's Zullo.
Another dangerous player with time and space.
Now Spees. Zullo calls for it and gets it back.
She's got Taylor Jacobson over here on this left side.
Yep, was looking in the middle for Coman, and they couldn't connect.
Yeah, Furman did a great job just staying compact and tight in their box. And the Gamecocks are just forcing some of these final passes into a really compact space.
Hugo. Cam Dixon will try to set it up on the other side. She's got some green in front of her. And taken away by the Paladins. Can they get on a run here late, under 4 minutes to play? Well, the wheels by Zullo took it away.
And that work ethic that we talked about from these Gamecocks, they lose the ball, they do everything they can to get it back, whether that's double team or track down that ball. Great job by Zullo.
Gamecocks at 3-0-2 on the season. Furman at 3-2. Harris to Drew Drake. Sam Chang here in the midfield. Playing it ahead for Jacobson. Into the 18. Can she catch up to it? And right at Addison Korn, no problem.
And that ball's got to be brought back away from Korn.
Right now, if you're Furman, you've been on your heels for the entire first half, but you still got to feel pretty good that this game is scoreless right now.
Yeah, the Gamecocks are leaving the door open,
yep.
You know, without scoring a goal. Furman's going into halftime feeling pretty confident. Right, they're playing some great defense in the back, limiting the Gamecocks' chances.
Hugo will play it wide to Dixon. Dixon will serve one in the middle, but poked away. Jaleesa Harris now comes up from her defensive position, looking to play it through again. Drake with a move. Paladins where they needed to be. Little sense of urgency here for the Gamecocks with under 2 minutes to play in the half. They want to get a goal before halftime with all the work they've put in on the offensive end.
And I want to have something to show for it.
Yep.
Cam Dixon, who's going to chip it over, try to get it over that back line to Ryan Coman.
Yep, with the header there, but not enough on it. And again, nothing to screen Addison Korn there. So that shot comes up empty, the fifth shot on frame of the half. 90 seconds to play here in the first half. Here's Dixon. Paladins hunkering down perhaps for one final defensive siege here.
Yeah, the entire team is back inside their defensive third, which means the Gamecocks need to continue to move that ball around. The players need to continue to move and support each other.
Yeah, move without the ball. Here's Coman. She'll make a move into the 18. Up top it comes, strike way high. Off the foot of Sam Chang. Missed opportunity there in front of the goal and got too much air underneath it. Sam knows it. Pass for a sub for the Paladins as Riley Parsons, a senior from Greenville, will check in. Got her first goal of the season in their last match, coming off the bench against Bob Jones University. Final seconds here in the first half, and it looks like we're going to be scoreless after 45 minutes of action, despite the Gamecocks out shooting the Paladins 11-1 and putting 6 on frame. Nothing to show for it. We'll see what both teams can come up with in the second half. 45 minutes in the books here in Columbia on a warm, humid day in the Palmetto State. And these two in-state rivals unable to find the back of the net. Paladins of Furman 3-2, coming off their 9-0 victory on Tuesday against Bob Jones. Carolina in white, Furman in purple as the two teams flop sides to the pitch, and we get set to start the second half here. If you're just joining us, this is the first regular season meeting between the two schools since 2010. Cadbury over the ball, we're underway. Gamecocks with it. Chang will send it deep to Shea O'Rourke, the freshman who made her first career start today.
I just love the energy that Shea O'Rourke brings right from her first touch.
Yep, physical and has got some moves as well. Put up ridiculous numbers in high school. You don't see a lot of players that play full high school careers because of all the travel ball and all that, but boy, O'Rourke put up some numbers up in Wheatfield, New York, 135 career goals at St. Mary's High School.
And there she is again, working back to win that ball back for her team.
She can be a very physical player as well, not afraid to mix it up. Here's Spees. Plays it wide to Cam Dixon. Little one touch here to Render. Sam Chang. Some quick passes here by the Gamecocks. Looking inside for O'Rourke and couldn't catch up to it. Oh, I like the touch though from Cadbury. A little backdoor, if you will, to Shea O'Rourke, but couldn't quite catch up to it.
And I like the pace of those passes.
Yeah.
They moved the ball really quickly, making it hard for Furman to pick those passes off.
That was going to be my next question. If you're South Carolina, time of possession, shot-wise, you dominated that first half, but still came up empty. What do you do differently, or is it more of the same?
Just really making those chances count. They're doing the hard work. They're getting the ball up the field, getting opportunities, corner kicks, shots. They have to find a way to finish them. And I feel like this is something we've talked about a lot last season. So it's really just finding a way.
Here come the Gamecocks on the attack again. Lily Render just outside the box. Sends it, looking for Spees on the other side, but knocked away. And obviously for Furman, they just need to possess the ball on the other side of the field to give themselves an opportunity.
Right, and that might mean playing more direct.
Here's Spees. Shot partially blocked. Easy play for Korn as Barry couldn't get there.
So that was a wasted opportunity in my mind for the Gamecocks. Spees must have more patience to pull that ball back and, give it to Sam Chang. Play it out wide.
Montgomery wins that ball in the air for South Carolina. Here's Kat Barry. Got her first goal of the season the other night against Clemson. Carolina's top goal scorer her first 2 seasons here in Columbia. Cam Dixon, a co-captain.
Plays a great ball to Lily Render.
Late whistle, but the foul called, and an opportunity here for the Gamecocks early in the second half.
Yeah, Lily Render did a great job holding off Maggie Miller there.
Jalissa Harris will come over to start things here. She's got a strong leg.
She's got great accuracy on her set pieces.
Harris, 86 straight starts. The senior has been the starting lineup since day one here.
But she's, you can see Kat Barry on that back post.
Whistle before. We're going to do it again, I believe. Harris, all-conference defender, started her career as an all-conference midfielder. Out of necessity, had to move to the back line a couple of years ago. Another try here, off the gloves, and the follow-up no good by Kat Barry.
And that was tough because Furman got a look at what she was going to do with that free kick.
Still got it where she needed it.
And she hit it with great pace and accuracy.
Barry got a little too underneath it, and it went over the post. Another look.
Oh, and great job by Korn coming out.
Barry frustrated there right in front of the goal, but couldn't put it where she wanted, and the Gamecocks turned away once again.
So that's a missed opportunity in the 6-yard box there.
Paladins again have been on their heels. Oh, miscue here. Kat Berry one-on-one. What a save! And look at that ball. Straddled the end line. They save a corner, I believe.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing effort by Ben Goff. You know, as a defender, you might think the play is over, but that's going to be a corner kick if you don't save that.
Did it go over the line or not? Oh, I guess it did.
I guess she didn't save it.
I thought it was on the other side of the line, but apparently it went over. But what a play. What a defensive play there.
Yep, I appreciate that effort right there.
Yep. Claire Griffiths will take the corner for the Gamecocks. Follow with the header, knocked away by the keeper, Korn. Korn knocked Fala out of the way. Here's a shot from Dixon over everything. Dixon from long range, just a little too much on it. And the Gamecocks turned away again. Boy, they have been close. The miscue with Barry having a 1v1 and a terrific save by Korn. And then off the corner, Dixon with the long range strike. But a little too much air underneath it. And again, Furman dodges a bullet, but obviously still in this game as we're scoreless. Quick whistle there to be a foul on South Carolina.
Same push from behind.
One of the few times today, the Paladins with an opportunity to be on the attack. Again, they've got goal scorers. Nieva Gaither, former SoCon Player of the Year a year ago. She had the lone shot that was a good one in that first half. They were looking for her in the middle of the field, but too strong. Gamecocks quickly the other way, looking to get ahead to Shea O'Rourke. Knocked free, however, by the Paladins. Barry knocked into touch. Dixon, a long throw along the sideline. Another foul on Furman, and the Gamecocks again with an opportunity. Gamecocks had 6 corner kicks on the afternoon, 0 for Furman. But have not been able to find the back of the net.
Yeah, 6 shots on goal, 6 corner kicks. Those are great opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net.
Claire Griffiths on the restart here. Sends that one towards the top of the box. Micah Bryant now. Left-footed strike is wide. Goal kick upcoming here for Addison Korn and the Paladins. Kat Berry. Micah Bryan, the freshman, making her 2nd straight start.
Good job driving the ball forward. She's got Claire Griffiths on that left side who she lays it off to.
Griffiths catches up to it. Oh, little nutmeg. Sends that one just wide. Oh, goodness, right in front of the net. Gamecocks had an opportunity. That Spees just missed it.
Yeah, that was tough. Spees was already at the near post. So it would have been tough for her to make that.
Watch the setup there, yeah, by Griffiths through the legs.
Oh, the defender.
Yeah, the defender got it.
Robertson?
But a goal kick nonetheless. Gamecocks with some really nifty setups here to start the second half, but just like the first half, haven't been able to finish. O'Rourke sends it wide for Cam Dixon, a little too much.
When you have playmakers like Claire Griffiths and Sam Chang in the middle, you know, Shea O'Rourke's got to lay off the ball to them and let them play make and let her get herself forward.
Fala is fouled from behind. Gamecocks have it. 10 minutes into the second half, we're still scoreless here. Despite this offensive onslaught by the Gamecocks, they've now outshot the Paladins 16-1 and have had some good chances, but it's like the goal is shrunk here today for South Carolina. Furman just looking for their second shot, obviously still very much in this game. You get a breakaway, and then all of a sudden this is a different game.
And it only takes one chance.
Shea O'Rourke looking ahead, but too much for Kat Berry. Wanted to take advantage of the quick turnover. Addison Korn sends that one to halfway. Stella Garcia trying to settle under it for Furman, their top goal scorer on the season. Fala takes it away.
Great defense by Fala on Gaither there.
Gamecocks have been quicker with their touches here in the second half. Let's see if that continues. Kat Berry will try to play that through to O'Rourke. Nothing there.
Yeah, just a bit forced.
Spees sends that one in, but nowhere near. And the frustration continues for South Carolina offensively. Coach Shelley Smith will go to her bench. Peyton Patrick will check in, the sophomore. She'll pick up O'Rourke.
You know, we also have to remember Furman played on Tuesday.
Yeah, they are well rested.
Well rested, right? South Carolina played one of their hardest matches of the season.
On Thursday night, yep.
So they're looking a little sluggish up top, and that's why we're seeing lots of subs.
Here's Kat Berry trying to make a move. A couple of defenders around her inside the 18 with the left foot. That hit the near post, or was it?
That was
kicked
off a
out?
defender.
Yeah, all right.
One of the Furman defenders.
And it'll be a corner kick for the Gamecocks. Griffiths will take it in the far corner. Griffiths will take it. Sends that one towards the far post, headed by Berry. Follow-up goal!
Jaleesa Harris.
With her first of the season, the fifth-year senior puts the Gamecocks on top.
And what was amazing about that is she saw the ball going to Kat Berry, and Kat Berry just headed it back across the goal. And Jaleesa Harris, she just read it so well and got on the end of it.
Well, Harris, her 15th career goal. Much needed here, Berry. And a good save by Korn, but Harris right where she needed to be, falling down, knocks it through.
Yeah, there was a lot going on in that 6-yard box. Korn did a great job of saving that initial ball.
And I know you love seeing the defenders get it, right?
Yes. Yes, but then I'm like, where was the defender on Jaleesa Harris?
The Gamecocks now lead 1-0 on their 19th shot of the match. 19th is the charm, apparently. Now Furman needs to find a way to get an attack going. Again, they have just one shot all afternoon. And they have been playing on their heels much of the day after that nice setup by the Gamecocks. Sam Chang ahead to Montgomery. He's got Berry in front of her. Can't do anything with it. And some good defensive work there by Shania Diaz. Diaz, a transfer from Vanderbilt, has SEC experience. Here's Berry again, makes the turn, splits a couple of defenders into the 18, keeps it, right-footed strike, goal!
What confidence she had on the ball. She knew exactly what she was going to do and had great control of the ball.
Kat Berry and the Gamecocks, after being stymied for about 57 minutes of this match. They get two within about 60 seconds of each other. This is Kat Berry's second game in a row with a goal, her second of the season.
Does a great job keeping the ball tight on her foot and strikes it low and hard to that low part of the goal. Look at that.
Kat
you can
Berry,
see the angle there. Yep. Wow.
16th goal of her career. And just like that, the Gamecocks lead it 2-0. Still a long way to go. Now, Furman, you've been playing so well defensively much of the match, but not able to get on any kind of attack. You're down a couple of goals on the road. You got to take some more chances, I would think.
That's what I was going to say. Take some chances. You know, Garcia's been up there by herself, hoping that Gaither gets the ball and she can play it to her, but maybe send up another forward and play more direct.
There's Karina Zulo. Left it off for herself. Sam Chang now. She'll strike from distance.
Patrick.
Oh, great save by Addison Korn off the header by Patrick.
Great hold by Korn. Montgomery was right there.
Yep.
If she were to drop it.
Gamecocks relentless with their second half offense here. Yep, Montgomery was right there if Korn couldn't pull it down.
And this is what the Gamecocks are capable of. You know,
yep.
Coach Shelley Smith just wants to see this probably early in the first half rather than in the second half. You have an SEC team that you're playing, and you've just left the door open for them. And you know, after one half, it's only going to get harder. So this is where South Carolina's got to take care of business early.
Shay Montgomery couldn't get it, but they'll have an opportunity with the corner kick. Boy, when it rains, it pours. The Gamecocks with a drought for 57 minutes, and then they get 2 goals in less than a minute. Almost had a third a minute later. They've outshot the Paladins now 21-1. And another opportunity here off the corner kick. Coach Andrew Burr and his Paladins suddenly on the wrong end of a 2-0 score. Cam Dixon with the service. Header is wide off the head of Gracie Falla.
Oh, but Cam Dixon has such consistent service on that short corner there. That was a great look. And of course, you've got Gracie Falla, who's fearless in the box in traffic.
Korn sends that one towards halfway. Sam Chang will chest it down.
Again, that's another thing I want to see from Furman is more urgency. Win those first and second balls.
Yeah, right. You're at the point now you're down a pair of goals.
You need the ball.
Yeah, and they haven't had it most of the match, so something's got to change. Here's Peyton Patrick.
1 against 4 or 5.
She likes the odds, apparently. Able to keep the possession for the moment. Good pass here. Gets it back on the give and go. And then into touch off the Paladins. Well, a couple of veterans sparking the Gamecocks here with goals by Jaleesa Harris and Kat Berry. Emma Bucci checks in for the Gamecocks, the sophomore from Myrtle Beach, making just her second appearance of the season. Paladins go to their bench as well. Ellie Johnson, freshman from Norcross, Georgia, into the match. And Anna Gore in as well, the freshman from Tampa. 11 freshmen on this Furman team this year. Cam Dixon serves that one. Header. Addison Korn is there.
Cam Dixon again with a great service.
I think that was, Shay Montgomery in there. Gamecocks no strangers to goals in bunches. Peyton Patrick creates the turnover there. Their game against UConn earlier this year up on the road. First Evelyn Hahn trying to make the turn, headed out by the defense. Gamecocks were leading 1-0 late in that game and then got 2 goals in about a minute, within a minute of each other with about 3 minutes to play to make it look more lopsided than it was at 3-0. Here's Dixon.
With a 1v1 opportunity.
Another corner kick, Gamecocks have been relentless with the pressure here offensively. Drew Drake back into the contest for South Carolina, the freshman from Centerville, Virginia. Haley Meadows, the junior from Mountain Brook, Alabama, back in for the first time this half. Claire Griffiths to take the corner. Gamecocks look to continue this onslaught. Towards the goal, Korn punches it out, follow-up just wide. Jaleesa Harris almost had her second of the match.
She's like, I like this.
Yeah. Well, the former midfielder wants to get in on the scoring a little bit more. She earned first team All-SEC and All-Region honors the last 2 years. Second team All-SEC before that, and was named to the All-Freshman team her rookie year.
She's just stellar in the air, so I know that was a different type of goal for her, poking it in with her foot.
Paladins just trying to get across midfield. Roberson does that, but right to Haley Meadows. Heather Hins will get an opportunity to touch the ball for the first time in a while. She's been lonely back there. Did make one of the best saves of the game on the lone shot by the Paladins today.
Yep, she was on her toes.
Yeah, back in the first half as she punched it off the crossbar and then pounced on top of it. Paladins trying to form an attack here. Roberson catches up to it along the near sideline. They're in enemy territory. Knocked out by Dixon.
She was trying to poke that ball down the line to Galley. Cam Dixon does a great job just cutting off that angle.
Subbing out is Garcia. And she will come out. And Julia Nicholas in, the senior from Atlanta.
Yeah, Garcia was doing so much work on the field. Sometimes she had to go get the ball to get it forward.
Here's Gaither. One hopper to Heather Hins. Gaither, as he said, just 1 goal, 3 assists this year. 9 goals, 6 assists a year ago to earn SoCon Player of the Year honors. But she has been relatively quiet today simply because South Carolina has had the possession most of the afternoon. Gamecocks not in any kind of hurry here with a 2-goal lead midway through the second half. Carolina will head up to Virginia Tech for their midweek game on Thursday this week before returning home for a good matchup here next weekend against NC State.
Now the matches only get harder from here.
Yep. A couple of Power 5 matchups for the Gamecocks this week. Then you get SEC play, and everybody knows about that. No nights off in the league there.
Coach Shelley Smith's done such a great job of, getting a lot of players on, getting a lot of players minutes, and I think that's going to pay off, as they head into SEC play and even postseason.
You see the upcoming schedule there. Gamecocks will start SEC play on the road at Alabama, at Georgia. That's tough with back-to-back on the road.
Yeah, and after watching the Clemson-Alabama game at Alabama, that crowd was relentless.
Alabama, if you missed that one, they beat Clemson a week ago 3-0. Korn clears it for the moment. Drew Drake overran it. Now the Paladins have it. Anna Gore. Approaching the midpoint of the second half here on a warm afternoon in Columbia. All Gamecocks now on the scoreboard after 2 goals within a minute of each other here in the second half, but all goals in terms of the all Gamecocks in terms of the action. 24 shots for the Gamecocks, 2 now for the Paladins. Looking ahead, Zulo. It's got Montgomery charging into the box. And Peyton Patrick Griffiths. Some good defensive work there by Furman.
Great defense. Claire Griffiths was looking to take a shot, but just didn't have a second.
Yep. Helen Gutierrez broke it up. Here's Patrick again. Makes the move, gets by one defender. Back with the left foot. Maybe a little too unselfish there. She tried one more pass.
Yeah, she just needed to lift that, maybe to that back post.
Good battle for the possession in the corner, and the whistle will finally stop it, and it'll go back to Furman.
A great battle with Griffiths and Nicholas there. And Claire Griffiths is getting a talking to.
A soon-to-be lawyer.
Ellie Johnson on the ball, looking to get it out of her end.
Well, push from behind by Cam Dixon.
And I like how Galley fought to keep that position so she could win that first ball.
See if the Paladins get a little more risky here.
See if they send some more
Yeah,
players forward.
They've got to do something to at least cut the deficit in half to give them a chance. But they have not had too many chances.
No, they've got 3 people back just for Evelyn Hahn. I think that's what gives the Gamecocks an edge, is their outside backs get forward, so they just add numbers to the attack.
Yep. Middle of the field, looking for Diaz. Gamecocks take it away. Peyton Patrick with some room to operate, has Hahn in front of her in the middle of the field. Patrick looking to make the turn. Some good defensive work there by Roberson.
Waiting for some players to catch up. She's going to strike that with the left foot, little bend.
Yep, a little too
overhits
much.
it.
Yep, Zulo was near the far post. Gamecocks will go to their bench. Taylor Jacobson back in, the sophomore from Orlando. She'll pick up Cam Dixon.
And this is a great opportunity for Coach Shelley Smith to give some of those players that play lots of minutes a little break.
Under 20 minutes to play now. Evelyn Hahn. Behind Drew Drake, but she settles underneath it. Jacobson's been busy. Knocked out by the Paladins. Gamecocks will go to their bench again. Brianna Bem will check in, the junior from Williamsburg, Virginia, who started the first 4 games of the year. Also checking back in is Ryan Coleman, the senior from Charleston. Drew Drake to Patrick. Patrick likes to go back to her left, and it'll be a corner kick here for South Carolina. Gamecocks. This will be their 9th corner of the afternoon. None for the Paladins here today.
And Jaleesa Harris is in the box. Bucci, you've got Hallie Meadows, Zulo running from the back part of the 18 there.
Griffiths.
Hallie Meadows.
Yep, got the head on it, but not enough. Follow-up shot here was partially blocked, and the Paladins will look to clear it. They do. Dodge another bullet there. Oh, nifty move there between the legs, or between a couple of defenders by Coleman. Follow-up shot there by Hahn is over everything. 25th shot of the match for the Gamecocks. Coach Andrew Burr going deep into his bench here. Riley Parsons back into the game, the senior from Greenville. And also checking in Ashlyn Gola, the sophomore from Delray Beach, Florida, who has a pair of goals on the season as well. Addison Korn will put it back into play here. Battle for it, and the Gamecocks come out of there with it. South Carolina happy to work some clock.
There's no rush.
Yep. Lisa Harris sends that one to the far sideline. Karina Zulu there to settle it down. Trying to make a move here. Use her wheels.
We'll see a corner kick.
Yep. It'll be the 10th of the match for the Gamecocks. Griffiths will take it in the far corner. Zulo helped set that up. Go the short route. Gamecocks perhaps going to work some more clock here. Nope. Service in there, headed by Zulo. Some contact. Follow up off the foot of Bem.
Back to Taylor Jacobson. Strikes it in.
Coleman again trying, and did we get a handball? Yeah, we did. Didn't mean to, but it happens.
It happens when you have all those players
yep.
crammed into that small space.
The Gamecocks turned away this time. Pair of second half goals, one by Jaleesa Harris, the other by Kat Berry within a minute of each other. In the 57th and 58th minute of the match after a scoreless first half. But again, the Gamecocks have been on the attack for most of this match. They've outshot the Paladins 24-2. Season high for the Gamecocks was 31 shots in their victory at Vermont. Shelley Smith's alma mater. "15 minutes to play here in Columbia. South Carolina looking for their 4th win of the season. Paladins of Furman in danger to dropping to 500. They would be at 3-3 if they don't find a way.
And with that many young players, they're working out some kinks, trying to figure out, personnel, combinations of personnel.
Get it going before conference play.
Exactly. And you can see Furman just bunkering.
Yeah. That's be frustrating for the Paladins as well, as they've not been able to play any offense today. Zullo with an opportunity, but too much on that.
I think it's one thing to bunker if you're up 1-0 against a team that's better than you and you have 10 minutes left.
Megan Spees and Abby Hugo back in for the Gamecocks. Checking in for the first time is Kayla McGee, a freshman from Myrtle Beach, making just her 2nd appearance of the season. Horn with the restart. Bucci plays it in to Spees. Oh, a couple of near misses for the Gamecocks. Had Bem in the middle of the box for a moment, but couldn't get a foot on it for a shot on goal. Jaleesa Harris now. She had the first goal of the day for the Gamecocks.
Wasn't worried at all. Wasn't worried at all about losing that ball. Spees, who looks to drop it off to Bem.
There's Meadows.
To Hugo.
Coach Shelley Smith able to use a lot of players today. Jacobson along the far side keeps it alive for South Carolina. Try the near sideline with Kayla McGee. McGee has some family history here. Her dad, Skylar, was a graduate assistant football coach here at South Carolina back in 2005 and is now the defensive line coach at Coastal Carolina. And her mom, Leslie, played soccer at Auburn. McGee with the throw in here.
Furman has the entire team inside the 18-yard box.
Yep.
Just really bunkering, limiting shots. But again, at this point, you have 11 and a half minutes left. You're losing 2-0. What do you have to lose?
Yep. Paladins will look to get a couple of subs in at the next opportunity as Madison Luckett will check in, a sophomore from Asheville. She's appeared in every game off the bench. And also back into the contest, Maggie Miller, the junior from Charlotte. Haley Meadows will retrieve it for the Gamecocks. Gamecocks, from an offensive standpoint, did a lot of good things today in terms of obviously controlling possession and giving themselves a lot of opportunities with 25 shots. A little frustrating for them in the first half, unable to put any in the net. But finally it opened up for them in the second half.
Exactly,
so.
but that's a great place for them to be in. You know, they not only did they get more shots, but they got more shots on goal.
Yep.
More corner kicks. They earned more corner kicks. So next step is just really fine-tuning, you know, the finishing.
Schedule, as we said, is going to get a lot tougher. We showed you the graphic. The next 2 weeks, 2 tough non-conference games at Virginia Tech and playing home against North Carolina State. And then you start SEC play with back-to-back road games. I mean, you never want to go back-to-back in conference play on the road, and to start on the road for 2 straight, that's rough.
That is rough.
But it just means later in the season you're going to be playing more at home.
Yeah, later in the season when your classes are harder.
Right.
And have more exams.
Shea O'Rourke checks back in for South Carolina here. And for the Paladins, Michaela Fisher, a freshman from Concord, North Carolina. There's O'Rourke, got her first career start today.
Yeah, I like O'Rourke off the bench.
Yeah, she definitely provides a spark. Sometimes you see freshmen play and they don't know that they're freshmen, which is a good thing. They go out there like this is no big deal.
Like not timid.
Yep.
And that would be Shea O'Rourke.
Yep, she definitely is in that mold. Here's Jaleesa Harris, who was that way as a freshman a long time ago as well. 5th-year senior now, but started 86 straight matches for the Gamecocks.
And I'm excited to see what's next for Jaleesa Harris after the season.
O'Rourke will help the Gamecocks to another corner kick here, their 11th of the match. Another sub in for South Carolina. Caitlin Leffler will check in, the junior from Livingston, New Jersey. Just her second game off the bench this year, also played in the win against East Carolina. Missed all of last year due to an injury. Into the 18. Defense looking to clear it, can't quite do it, now they do. McGee will catch up to it for South Carolina. Spees with a nifty move. Will cross here and defended nicely. 7.5 minutes to play here in Columbia. Gamecocks have dominated possession, and then 2 second-half goals got them where they needed to be.
And Furman's making it really hard for them to cross the ball into their box.
Yep.
Because it is packed full of Paladin players. Paladins they're trying to get the ball onto the Gamecock half, but
yeah, they've
unsuccessfully.
They have spent probably less than 5 minutes on that side of the pitch today. They do have 2 shots. That's it. Both were on frame technically, but they have not really threatened much at all here in the second half. Again, South Carolina's done a better job with their passes today. I like how South Carolina opened up the second half with the quicker passes. And that allowed the, maybe wore out the defense a little bit with all the shifting around.
Yeah, and it also opens up spaces and seams to play into. Yeah, I like when they play in that 1-2 touch rhythm.
Bem trying to make something happen here. We'll play it back to Hugo. And there's the foul.
We'll see a card there.
Yeah, there'll be a booking on that one for Michaela Fisher, the freshman. So the Gamecocks will get another chance. Jaleesa Harris to start things off. She started the scoring today for South Carolina. Her first goal of the year for the defender, her 15th of her career.
Happy for her,
Yeah.
As a defender that doesn't get much action. But she actually gets in on restarts and corner kicks, but I'm really happy to see her get on the end of that one.
She'll send it wide. McGee plays it back to the middle. Header is saved by Korn, crashing into the goal. Follow-up goal, Shea O'Rourke. And the Gamecocks lead 3-0. Korn with a tremendous save to start it. Hit the post and couldn't get back up. And easy pickings for the follow-up for the freshman.
That was a great job by O'Rourke, being on her toes, knowing the play wasn't over. So good service in, header by Bucci, hits off the post. Shea O'Rourke, great composure there, keeping it low.
The freshman gets her second goal as a Gamecock. She had the game winner against East Carolina. Making her first career start, gets her second goal here, and the Gamecocks extend their lead 3-0. Matches their season high for goals in the season. They had 3 goals in the win over UConn a couple of weeks ago.
We'll see Jaleesa Harris coming off for the first time.
Yeah, she doesn't leave the pitch often.
I think a three goal
yeah,
lead.
3-goal lead with 6 minutes to play. I think your best defender can come out and you'll give someone else some experience here for the inevitable of when she graduates.
Well, exactly. Shelley Smith has to look ahead. Has to try to develop more center backs.
And again, Harris was a former midfielder that, out of necessity, after her freshman year, they pulled her into the back line, and it's worked out well. Leffler. A lot of fresh legs in there for both teams. 5 minutes to play in Columbia, all South Carolina here today. Paladins at least trying to get the goose egg off the scoreboard. They've been shut out only once this year. That a 1-0 loss at Davidson.
Time is not on their side.
Nope.
Furman's got to get that ball in play, get it forward.
Maggie Miller on the restart here.
Maybe have one more chance.
O'Rourke battling for it at midfield. Paladins have it, but not for long. Jacobson along the far side. We'll play it back to Hins, and Hins hadn't had to do much here in the second half. May have to do some more stretching as she's been having to stand by herself for much of the first 40 minutes of this half.
Well, she won't have many games like this.
No, especially with the matches coming up. She will be on her toes. Again, 2 Power 5 non-conference games coming up this week, and then 2 road SEC games. 3 of the next 4 technically on the road for the Gamecocks.
And at this point in the season, both teams are just trying to improve, trying to get better with each game.
Paladins trying to get something going here late. Gore being hemmed in along the sideline, finally gives it up. Here's Gutierrez. Yep, she's got some green in front of her. Now Luckett with some room to operate. Chance at a strike over everything. That's just their 3rd shot of the game. Nobody picked her up, and she had some room to operate to the top of the box.
Yeah, not a bad look. Right over the crossbar.
Yep.
It was great vision, seeing that she had time and space to drive towards the 18 and get a strike off.
Katie Bengoff back into the contest for the Paladins. Gamecocks content to work some clock here with under 3 minutes to play, looking for their 4th win of this season to improve to 4-0-2. Paladins will drop to 3-3 on the year.
Graveyard shift is staying strong over there, even in the heat.
Gamecocks trying to hold on for their 5th shutout in 6 games this year. Riley Forster kept that alive for South Carolina. Under 2 minutes to play, all 3 goals coming in the second half for South Carolina. Jaleesa Harris, Kat Berry, and then the freshman Shea O'Rourke a few moments ago. Harris with her 1st of the year, and Berry and O'Rourke with their 2nd. Here's O'Rourke now. Plays that one ahead. Chasing was Spees, couldn't quite catch up to it. Be a goal kick here for the Paladins.
Not much time for Furman to get the ball to the other end of the field, but it's not a good chance for the Gamecocks to work on just that game management. You know, just getting the ball to the corner, keeping it, not taking chances.
Here's Bem. Under a minute now. South Carolina looking for their 5th shutout of 2022. O'Rourke says, the heck with that, I want to go to the net.
Oh, she does a great job. I know. She just uses her body so well, and she's like, I can't help it. I'm close to the goal. Just has that drive and hunger.
Yep. She scored 1. She wants to score another one.
I'll give her some leeway. Yeah. They are up 3-0. So.
Yep. Well, Gamecocks will increase their lead in the overall series with the Paladins to 14-2-1. One last opportunity, perhaps. Coman gives it off to Bem. 10 seconds to play. Spees will send one towards the goal, and that should do it. Gamecocks will pick up the win here at home over the Furman Paladins 3-0 to improve to 4-0-2 on the season. Furman drops to 3-3. Strong 90 minutes for the Gamecocks offensively. Obviously, especially in the second half, they were able to find the back of the net.
Absolutely. Coach Shelley Smith has to be happy that they found a way to get the ball in the back of the net, but I'm sure she wants to see that happen much sooner.
Yes. Yeah, take some pressure off your defense. Fortunately, their defense wasn't under much pressure here this afternoon.